Okay, we have a little tweet from Valheim Twitter. The whole team's been inactive for July. They're inactive every July because of the Swedish mandated summer vacation. Doesn't have to be in July, but they decided to do it in July. It has to be sometime in the summer. And they're back. And I had missed this tweet. This was a reply to somebody. The Dverger aren't from the Mistlands, actually. They just send their expeditions there to mine for Eider. However, Hildir and Haldir aren't too keen on following the paths of regular Dverger. Now, this is super interesting. There's actually quite a bit to unpack here, and it doesn't look like that at first. But, first off, Dverger aren't from the Mistlands, actually. That's really cool. I've already known that from some lore in the past. I believe it was Smithy on the Discord server. He sort of broke down like the whole deal with Seekers, Mistlands, and Dverger. How the Seekers were originally there first. That was their original habitat. And then the Dverger came in, and they kind of took over for a while. And then the Seekers reclaimed it. And then the Dverger got kicked out. And now, after a while, the Dverger are coming back. So it's this huge been back and forth from the Seekers and the Dverger, and that's just really cool. I love that sort of thing. So I knew the first line, expeditions to mine for Eider. We knew that too. This means they're from somewhere. I don't think they're from, let's say, I don't think they're from the oceans particularly. I think they're from a specific biome other than that. Somebody in my Discord server said we could see Ashlands Dverger, and we could. We could see Ashlands Dverger. Join the Discord link in the description. And, it is possible. I'm wondering, like, where could they be? You know, I see the fortresses, but then I see the Chard, and they look nothing like the Dverger. There could be a reason that Dverger make outposts in the Ashlands, maybe to get their precious gems. Because we know that, based off of some Ashlands teasers, that they have certain gemstones, and we'll be able to customize, like, weapon attributes, at least on a couple of weapons, you know, the Slayer and the Needhog. That's very exciting, and that would be a very easy way to implement Dverger mines. Very traditional sort of underground mines. You go underground to keep cool from the Ashlands, and also there are good stones with good benefits down there. I think that would be really cool. We know that there are the, of course, infested mines, which are classic in the Mistlands, but it'd be cool to see different kinds of mines. Again, I don't think that they would be from the Ashlands specifically, so that rules out Ashlands, I think, and the oceans, pretty sure. Now, what's interesting there is, well, in my mind, I think they gotta be from the deep north. I think judging off of just how absolutely powerful and destructive some of these Dverger can be, specifically like your mages, I think it fits that they're just ridiculously powerful, and the best of the best Dverger up in the deep north are just going to be monsters. I think they're just going to be brutal, and I would love to see classic giant Dverger castles or some shit in the deep north. I think that would be amazing. But yeah, mine for Eider, that's super cool. Of course, getting your skulls, love that. Very, very cool. However, Hildir and Haldir aren't too keen on following the paths of regular Dverger. So this is interesting. There's a lot to be interpreted from that. This is definitely the ambiguous part where you're supposed to take this as some sort of teaser, but how so? I think partially, and I think primarily as well, this is supposed to represent that they are nomadic. The regular Dverger, they send out expeditions, but they're largely stationary, and Hildir and Haldor are nomadic. They need to set up shops. They need, like, not shops, but like they need to set up a camp. Sometimes, like, Haldor has a shop, or certain things need to happen where they want interaction in a mostly dead world. So that takes a lot. They probably have some sort of odd backstory that only the devs will ever know about until maybe 1.0 and that everything's post-patch, at which point they'll probably reveal all their secrets and backstories and world lore and all of that cool stuff. But I do believe that they are relatively nomadic. You know, you can pack up and keep moving. Rune stones to go from place to place, set up camp at the right spot. Makes sense considering the way that Haldor and presumably Hildir generate. You got like 10 different spots where they could be, and once you hit one, boom, they're going to be there, and they're not going to be anywhere else. But theoretically, any of those places would be like in-world, in the terms of the lore, the in-world story, an ideal camp spot for them. And so you have a lot of different places where they could set up camp. And presumably after a long, long time, they might move and move and move and move. And that's where I think that they are nomadic. And that the other Dverger are very settled. In this sense, I think the infested citadel is good evidence that they're very settled people. Odds are you wouldn't make a giant citadel if you didn't want to just stick in that spot. And it makes sense why the Dverger keep wanting to reclaim the Mistlands because of it. They made a permanent settlement there. It's their citadel. They want it back. Perfectly understandable. Now, will they ever get it back? I don't know. Probably. We kill the queen. So, maybe? Probably post-game, right? Something that we won't be actually able to see during our adventure through Valheim playing the game, but lore-wise, it would make sense that they'd be able to reclaim the Mistlands with our help. Now, in the deep north, I'm expecting a huge citadel. I'm expecting a gigantic citadel. That would be really cool. Maybe a couple of them. Some just amazing poise. Super cool structures. I love the Ashlands looks with the Chard in the fortress time that we might have, or that we will have. And maybe the Chard are the same sort of situation with the Mistlands, right? You know how I said the back and forth with all the Seekers? It could just be that the Chard have taken over old Dverger structures, and there's going to be a similar back and forth with Dverger trying to reclaim a citadel and the same thing. I doubt it's going to be exactly the same. I highly doubt, even if there are Dverger mines or little outposts in the Ashlands for Dverger, I highly doubt that they're even going to be looking the same. I think there's grounds for them to be super unique. Should there be Dverger there? But I don't know if they'll even, if Iron Gate or even want to repeat that sort of motif. I think they're probably just waiting for that big, here's the home of the Dverger reveal. So that's super exciting. You could also interpret that they're not following the paths of regular Dverger because they have super strong interactions with us, Vikings and such, whoever the original human-like people are, or what have you. I think that could be a big thing too, because the Dverger text lines in the Mistlands, they're like, oh, Norsemen, yeah, we know your kind, but they're not too helpful or harmful unless you bang up their stuff or bonk them. Then they can be real painful. But interestingly enough, there's no interaction positively like with Hildir or Haldor. They're very standoffish. Let me know what you think. You think are the Dverger in wherever the homeland are they going to be super friendly? Are they going to be standoffish? Is there even going to be a giant homeland, or are they going to be nomadic like Hildir and Haldor? What do you think? What do you think they're hinting at here? Are there going to be Ashlands Dverger, or are they just going to keep them away? Do you think we might even get Dverger outposts in the oceans? I think that would be cool. Maybe some Dverger boats. I really wanted to see those. We have Dverger docks for a reason, but no Dverger boats so far. So there could be grounds for them being in the oceans, or the deep north, or maybe underground in the Ashlands. I think there's a lot of potential and possibilities here, but I really want to see what all of this means. Can't wait. Can't wait for these updates. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys some other day. Bye!